The idea and practice of explication is rooted in the verb to explicate, which concerns the process of unfolding and of making clear the meaning of things, so as to make the implicit explicit. The expression explication is used in both analytic philosophy and literary theory. Carnap's notion of explication. Summary. Explication can be regarded as a scientific process which transforms and replaces an inexact pre-scientific concept with a new exact concept. An extended document, like an essay or thesis which describes and explains the new explicit knowledge, is usually called an explication, but an explication may also be contained and expressed in shorter formats, such as in paragraphs and sentences, which are deliberately drafted to emphasize the nature and impact of new explicit knowledge which draws on and are improvements upon previous knowledge. On explication and truth. An explication in the Carnapian sense is purely stipulative, and thus a subclass of normative definitions. Hence, an explication cannot be true or false, just more or less suitable for its purpose. A pragmatist view of contemporary analytic philosophy in Eggington, W. and Sandbord, M. The Pragmatic Turn in Philosophy, Sunny Press, New York, New York. Examples of inexact daily life concepts in need of explication are our concepts of cause and of conditionals. Our daily life concept of cause does not distinguish between necessary causes, sufficient causes, complete causes, etc. Each of these more precise concepts is an explication of our natural concept of cause. Natural language will only specify truth conditions for propositions of the form if P, then Q, for situations where P is true. An explication of the conditional will also specify truth conditions for situations where P is not true. Reviews of Carnap's argument. Carnap's argument provides a helpful foundation in understanding and clarifying the nature and value of explication in defining and describing new knowledge. Others' reviews of Carnap's argument offer additional insights about the nature of explication, in particular, Bonolio's paper Kant's Explication and Carnap's Explication. The Reiteration M. and Mayer's Explication defended add weight to the argument that explication is an appropriate methodology for formal philosophy. Explication as a process versus explication as an outcome. When working with explication, it is essential to be clear and to make clear whether you are dealing with the explication process or dealing with the outcomes of the process, such as a work which documents, describes and explains the new explicit knowledge. Explication as an interpretative process. Based on the etymology of the word explication, studies using explication and extended argumentation, we can deduce that explication in the arts, humanities and social sciences is largely an interpretative process where the outcomes, the new explicit knowledge, is open to subsequent dispute, with the possibility of additional and/or different meanings being derived in the future. On this argument, new explicit knowledge is therefore contingent and context-specific. New explicit knowledge is also informed by the explicant's competence in dealing with the explication process, plus an ethical concern that the outcomes can be considered to be an improvement and true. Explication, explication-de text, and literary criticism. The terms explication and explication-de text have different meanings. As argued by Carnap in Science and Philosophy, explication consists in transforming a given more or less inexact concept into an exact one, or, rather, in replacing the first by the second. We call the given concept the explicandum, and the exact concept proposed to take the place of the first the explicatum. The explicandum may belong belong to everyday language or to a previous stage in the development of scientific language. The explicator must be given by explicit rules for its use, for example, by a definition which incorporates it into a well-constructed system of scientific either logic or mathematical or empirical concepts. In this context, explication is now regarded as an appropriate methodology for formal philosophy. By contrast, in literary criticism, the term explication is used as a proxy for the term explicate.The text, where additional understandings and meanings are derived from the close reading of a poem, novel or play. In this process, explication often involves a line-by-line or episode-by-episode commentary on what is going on in a text. While initially this might seem reasonably innocuous, explication.The text and explication per se is an interpretative process where the resulting new knowledge, new insights and new meanings are open to subsequent debate and disaffirmation by others.